All right, good morning, Cyber Traders. Welcome on back to a brand new week, and again, a brand new month here heading into October this Monday, October 3rd. Great to see all of our students and members alike inside the Cyber Group room. We have Jim, Gene, Henry, Michael, Chuck, Jeff, Andre. Where the ladies at once again? I always like to joke around with saying that, but of course, we have Kathleen, Leda, Carol, Nina, and the rest of us here joining us live. Great to see all of us back on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube. There we go. We should be good to go right about now. Perfect. All right, folks. I came back from my evacuation from Boynton Beach, and my lights here in my home office have been flickering quite a bit. I had to turn one of them down, so if it looks like a little dim here, getting that fixed. But for right now, folks, it's been a pretty interesting morning so far in pre-market. Markets are pushing back up a little bit here, so that's nice to see out the gate. You know, SPY here is pushing back up and over 360, 361, trying to make a nice squeeze into the market open. So hopefully that continues. Now, with that, though, I want to go over a couple of housekeeping notes just to begin. Then from that point, we'll look to rescan and go through the percent gainers and losers lists here heading into the open. So first and foremost, for all of us on social media and, of course, all of us inside the live trading room, Fausto is going to be out all this week. He has his big operation coming up actually tomorrow. He's prepping up for it today. He had told me. I thought it was going to be today. So it's going to be tomorrow. If you want to send him some well wishes, just shoot him a quick email. I know that he'll love to see it. But otherwise, wishing him the best across this week and just across his whole recovery. Obviously, big knee operation. It's going to be a long period of time to recover. So, just again, wanted to keep everybody in tune with what's going on with that. But with that in mind, of course, we had rescheduled the final class of his Phase 3 stock course, the advanced trading class, trading the market close, back from Wednesday of last week. I tagged in for him on Wednesday, and then my laptop overheated, of course. We're off to a great start, that class. But nonetheless, though, I wanted to move that class to Friday just to try and do a quick reschedule. But then I thought, hey, market's probably not going to be as fun on a Friday comparative to next week, this week that is, on a Tuesday. So for Chuck, Kathleen, Phil, Brad, all of us that have access to the Phase 3 stock course, any of our gold, platinum, and diamond C2 students, we're going to be doing that on Tuesday morning, tomorrow morning on October 4th. I'll be tagging in for Fausto, but I'm back in my normal setup here at least. Got my 4 monitors set up now finally. So, we'll be good for the market open come tomorrow. All right. Now, with that, though, we have a bunch of new trial members joining us from this past week. So welcome if you are a new trial member to Cyber Trading University and our live trading room. Just make sure that you give a call to our office, and I'm just going to type our phone number inside the trading room chat board there. For any of our new trial members, just make sure that you give a call to our office right there to book a time with your education advisor. They're basically the middleman between you and myself for this week, at least. Normally you and Fausto, but you and myself, as to where they'll be able to answer any trading-related questions and any questions in relation to the trading room. But with that, though, the reason I bring this up is because tomorrow we are not just conducting the Phase 3 stock course, but tomorrow is Tuesday, and tomorrow's our regular Traders Talk workshop right here inside the live trading room. So for all of us here, Brad, Phil, Kathleen, Chuck, Jeff, any of our members here, tomorrow, that's our weekly Q&A workshop. So if you have any questions, and especially for our trial members, tomorrow, you have access to this live. Just be inside this live trading room. Come tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. We'll begin that. Just if you have any trading-related questions for our workshop tomorrow, send it over via email, josh@c2trading.com. All right, so folks, with that, though, let's hop right to it here. SPY is still pushing up pretty nicely, at least holding for right now where it is. The FNGR trade made a nice pop prior to 8 o'clock. We were hopeful to see this make a bigger move at least after. But, at the same time as we say that, obviously easy to say it pulled back, hasn't offered us a whole lot since 8 a.m. Look at the daily chart. It's not the first time that we've seen the stock, or traded this stock over the last few days. This thing day over day has made a phenomenal move. So it's up over 350% back from mid to end of last week. And, it's tough to keep expecting perfect continuation. So you have to look for retests of big levels. With that, a couple of big iceberg levels that we followed and called out early this morning. Actually, I think I could bring up my level 4 screen. So pardon me. Let me do that here really briefly for all of us on social media. I'll show you this here pretty quick. All right. Here's FNGR, and here's the level 4, the book map for this trade. Well, there are a couple of big iceberg orders after 7:30, heading into the 8 o'clock move, as we like to call it, and that was off of $4.16. and then $4.31. A pair of different 10,000 share lot orders sitting out there. So both are resistance there at that point. The reason I bring this up is because, well, it broke above 416 later on, made the move up towards that next iceberg at 431, but held under it. And from there, it's been having a really tough time trying to make that re-break, the re-break above 416. It actually is starting to do it right now. So with that, hopefully this continues, but you would need to see 416 get flipped into support between that and, the VWAP at 411, but namely that 416 price. Just given the activity right now heading into the market open, we'll easily put the FNGR trade, back on our list, I should say, at this point. Hopefully it continues, but if it ends up dumping off right away, if it breaks below big support, then I would be on the lookout for a complete reversal. If you can't short this stock, should that happen, then I would look to just move on to another trade. All right. Now with that, though, let's go from top to bottom. We did catch a couple from this list that we ended up trading from the end of last week as well. The KOLD ETF being one of them. So we'll jump to that one at least in a bit. Let's start off with the top percent gainer here, WLDS. This one, I had said, earlier in the trading room, just, hey, if this can't pop and run off of 120, it was right here at this time. It took a couple of minutes, and then it made that jolt. So thankfully, it made that push when we had called it out, but you needed to see continuation. The more it ends up kind of just staggering above that level, above that 120, and keeps retesting it, it's going to break it. And at that point, I was saying, be careful, because if it keeps retesting it and breaks it, you could see as low as $1. This can keep dropping down as low as $1. This thing had a big pop from pre-market early this morning from $1 or sub-dollar up to 170. So, just be on the lookout right now, given this trend down, right? And just the historical trend. Just this thing's a new IPO, it looks like, and has only dropped off since. I'm going to put this on our watch list, just given the overall activity of this stock in pre-market this morning, but just respect the trend down first. I would not look to hold on to this trade leading into the open. Give it the space it deserves right now, and just broke back below that price. So this might drop right back down towards that $1 level going into the open. Otherwise, then we'll react from that point, and see what happens. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got here, though. My 5-minute chart got messed up there, I think, with the SPY. The MYOV trade, we had called this out early in pre-market too. I didn't see the news out on this stock. I'm going to double check the news on this thing right now, just because, I didn't care to check early this morning. It didn't look like a buyout. But now that it's so flat here, it makes me guess otherwise. So it's saying that MYOV shares trading higher after the company received an acquisition offer from some biopharma company, a company I cannot pronounce, to be honest with you, to acquire the company for $22.75 per share in cash. It's like right around there now. Maybe it's a buck above it, but nonetheless, I'm not looking to trade a buyout. There was a trade this morning that definitively was a buyout, and I'll pull it up here in a moment if I can. Just give me a quick second here. It was the LOGC trade. This is what a buyout normally looks like. Complete flat line right there. The MYOV trade, maybe I shouldn't have been as ignorant to the news, but it popped up early after 7 o'clock. That's what led me to think, hey, this thing at some point can make like a nice little run back up after 8 o'clock, maybe a pullback. But if it is a legit buyout, which it is, it's not going to really offer us that much more now. So MYOV definitely now. We're going to pass on this trade. This one here, LWVR or LVWR, my dyslexia tripping me up, but nonetheless, this stock looking a lot like the WLDS trade, just in terms of a pop and drop early on. This one at least is a hell of a lot more liquid. So, if I'm comparing apples to oranges here, I'd rather go with the more liquid trade, even though they're up big in pre-market, trading a lot of volume. I'm sure this thing will have a small little 50-cent pop to it afterwards, maybe more. But if it doesn't have good liquidity after the open, I'm not going to be as interested. So, all right, that brings me back to the FNGR trade. We have 2 stocks on our watch list so far this morning, folks. The WLDS trade that we just talked about, and the FNGR, which we started this meeting off with, basically. So, not a bad start for a Monday, not a bad start for the beginning of the month either. So, I'm sure this could be a good day to look at the side list stocks here at the end. Ooh, Nice little pop here. I know Mark was mentioning oil stocks early this morning. Petroleum stock-based or petroleum-based stock PBR ended up making a big pop just now. It was up early in pre-market, but it was pretty flat after. So let me just get an official headline here if it's not specific to PBR, but yeah, it looks like in particular with the Brazilian election, right? So PBR shares trading higher after the Brazilian election resulted in a runoff, giving Bolsonaro a chance to maintain the presidency. I think there was like big speculation of him losing. I think like a lot of people were anticipating him to lose that election. I don't know the first thing about Brazilian politics, folks. So I'm just mentioning what I know definitively. Nonetheless, they're going to be doing a runoff. That leads, I guess, to a big squeeze up on this PBR trade. I know Oxy, another oil stock, was up early this morning, but PBR is specific to Brazil, so or South America in general. So we will put PBR on our watch list. Oxy's not looking too bad either. If we're looking at Oxy, Oxy's not looking terrible. It's up over 4%. It's just a little more expensive given the price and whatnot, but it's a good side list stock. We do follow Oxy quite a bit. When it has good volume, it's trending well. So hey, I might put this on our watch list at the end. PBR is up a lot more active so far. Natural gas ETF KOLD. Hey, there's the pop up to 19 that John wanted. Blasted it right above that 19 level. Huge volume came in from that point. So yeah, KOLD we'll put on our list here too. KOLD. All right. Let's see what else we got here, folks. Market is pushing. All right, so that leads me back to Oxy. We have Bohr, which is not really trading a lot of volume there. iTub, not really doing a whole lot right here either. Trading good volume in pre-market, but I guess like a decent amount of that's based off this 20K print, just a block strip of prints that came in just at 9 o'clock. So, for right now, iTub, we'll come back to this at the end. Just want to see a little more activity on this one. All right, so market's up. I don't know how much we'll find on the loser side here, folks, just heading into the open, but let's see what we have. And if you have anything, if there's anything for all of us in social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, for all of us inside the live trading room, type it in the chat board now. Let me know. Of course, that's how we work together as a team here to wrap things up. Actually, there's a stock right now. I just jumped over briefly, so we'll take a look at that in just a bit. Jeez, folks, there's not a whole lot that's really on the loser side here. I mean, UVXY, ETF, so when markets are up, that's down. When markets are down, that's up. We know that, but yeah, I'm going to pass on losers list altogether right now. Not too surprising, actually, just heading into the morning meeting. I always do my own prep work like we always talk about in class. I didn't have anything from the losers list. I was just hoping to find something there. Blue Apron, I mean, we could just talk about briefly. Blue Apron, I believe, did some form of a common share offering. So with that, they got crushed early on in terms of their price. If you can't short it, then I'd pass, and I'm not necessarily expecting a big dead cap bounce on that just yet. So, it's down, it's active, stock that we're really familiar with, but we'll pass on this year. All right. Chuck calling out ATXI. Let me just jump to CSCW here because CSCW just had a big pop. We had called this out coming off the first move that it made. So, we were really scanning early inside our live trading room after 8:30. I had logged in and saw this begin to push up, ended up topping off just underneath the 150 there. Now, all of a sudden, a big blast higher. So this looks really nice here heading into the open, folks. Let me just get a news headline if there's any. Now's the time where we can check for a little news here, right? All right, Color Star, CSCW attends Dubai Metaverse Assembly to promote a Metaverse smartphone. That's all I got for you, folks. That's my live reaction there. So we'll take it. Not like the biggest headline, I would think, but we'll take it. Chuck calling out ATXI, a familiar stock to us just from this past week. It's trading like 100,000 shares pre-market. It is trending upward pretty nicely. So, if it does make a bigger and better move after the open, or rather, if the liquidity is just better after the open, then we'll definitely call it out. I'm going to write this down at least on my side list, Chuck. I'll come back to this at some point during the market open, but not going to put this on the main list just yet. got CLVS here, Clovis. We ended up calling this out early in pre-market, had it on our list heading into the 8 o'clock move. Heading into 8 o'clock, it wasn't looking half bad. It was pushing up really nicely at first, had a shake, but then, you hope to see support build and then the retest back up to the highs. Did not give it to us after 8 o'clock, so it ended up pulling back a bit, but hey, it's still showing a little bit of activity here, a little strength as it's moving back up now, up and over the VWAP. There's about a 11, 12,000 share order on the ask right under that 150 level at 148. I would still expect 150 in particular to be pretty strong. CLVS, I'll add to our list here right now. I mean, it's liquid, right? That's the main reason why I'm going to put this on our list and not the ATXI just yet. But iTub, just going back to this here, just from our side list. I don't know. This order book's tripping me out here just to see this prior to the market open. Is this like a fund? It's not an ETF, but is this like a fund otherwise? I mean, you got these huge orders out there. I'm not a fan of seeing that, so I'll pass. It's like too liquid. All right, folks, let me know if there's anything else inside the live trading room or on social media, Facebook Live or YouTube. Again, for all of us on Facebook Live, YouTube, Fausto, wish him well, of course, this week. Just I know he's prepping up for his big operation come tomorrow, so I'm going to be tagging in from all morning, all this week. Hey, if you'd like to join our live trading room, continue the audio commentary, feel more than free to go right down to the link on the blue banner below. And that will give you access to tomorrow's workshop as well, Traders Talk. For all of us inside the live trading room right now, you folks just know that's tomorrow. You just need to be right there inside the live trading room and we'll be good. But if you wanted to join for all of us in social media, just go right down to that link in blue. But if you have any questions beforehand, I always like to post my email here at the end of these streams anyway. Josh@ctutrading.com. That's my email address. So any questions you may have prior to joining us, if you're a bit hesitant to have any trading related questions prior to joining us inside our live trading room, feel more than free to send over a quick email. Again, Josh@ctutrading.com. But for Chuck, Grant, Michael, Glenn, Carol, Nina, Andre, and all of us inside the live trading room right now, I'm going to post the list. And then from that point, folks, we got about like 12, 13 minutes prior to the market open. So, I don't know if there's going to be anything else from this list otherwise that's going to make a move, aside from what's on here, I should say. So let's focus with what's on this list to begin. And then from that point, I'll be back on right at 9:30, right at the opening bell to get things started. I'll talk to you soon, folks. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it today.